Welcome back. Later we'll see if Penny's return to rallying is a mud-busting success. But first, 3 go mad with a jet wash.
It's only the hardened open-top enthusiast who would dare to go down to the shops without a roof on a day like today. So to see how quickly and easily these 3 roofs will go on, I'm going to time Mike and Jason. Are you ready, boys?
Yep.
On your marks. And go.
I bet that hurt.
Come on, you're wasting time.
Well, no, we're discussing it, Pen, as we go in. Now, what happens here, Jay? Wrong way. Wrong way. Right way. That way. Line in there. So you put that in there, right? Slide the roof. Wrong way round. Wrong way round. Come on. You got to pull that nipple.
Hey, steady.
Hey, last time I've done that, I got slapped round the face.
It's a minute already. You'll be soaked. 1 minute, 2 seconds.
Not bad. I mean, you would have got wet. Yeah. Optional hard top as well on this.
Yeah?
Ready? We're going to go for the soft top.
We're going to go for the soft top. Go.
Very, very similar to the Lotus, where you can support the roof with these little...
They've got arrows on here, so they've got to go the right way.
Similar thing. You've got 2 little slots here at the side. Little rockers. Slide them down, twist the roof down, and it's in.
Much easier.
33 seconds.
Half the time of the Lotus.
Well done, Vauxhall.
This one is going to be very interesting because there's a lot of poppers involved, and that's what takes the time. So are you ready? We could be here some time.
I'm going to go to the pub.
Afterwards. Are you ready? Go.
Right, so Jace, you've got to undo these little poppers at the back. In here, you will find a roof. Come on. In here, you'll find a roof. There's no straps, no braces, no nothing. You've got this little cage at the back here that is sort of lifts out and it just stays like that. But you have to do that after.
It's a fair weather car, that's for sure.
Right, there you put your little rack up.
Now, I'm going to go for a cup of tea. Do you want to give me a shout when you finish?
Yeah. Oh, and then push it up.
No, now it's all gone pear-shaped. Hold on, rack's got to come up.
I'll go for a cup of tea, I'll see you later.
It's got to go up further.
That's it? No.
That's it? 1 minute, 55 seconds.
Yeah, but it's not finished.
It's not really.
Don't go around the back of the car. Don't go around the back. It's like a saggy old knicker.
The Vauxhall VX220 will keep you sane in the rain with its clip-on hood that took the 2 of us half a minute to fit. Double that time for the Fiddly Elise, and for the Caterham, well, you can see why hardened 7 fans drive roof down, whatever the weather.
And if you're thinking that the extra time taken tackling these tops might make these cars more waterproof, well, think again. Our jet wash test showed that the Vauxhall, as well as being the quickest to fit, hardly leaked at all, even under extreme pressure. The Lotus did have 1 or 2 rather worrying gaps, worse luck for the boys. And the Caterham, well, let's just say the outside of the car ended up drier than the inside, even with the roof up properly. But obviously, I had to give it a thorough going over with the hose, just to be sure.
Stop it! Don't go so mad! You're going mental, girl! What's up with you? Look at the state of us! Look! I'm saturated!
In '96, I retired from rallying with the British Ladies Rally Championship under my belt. It was time for a much bigger challenge, motherhood. Now, 5 years on and 2 little girls later, the bug bites again. It's time to go rallying. Of course, saying and doing are 2 very different things, and to take part in the gruelling Network 2 Rally of Great Britain, the first thing to do was to get fit.
This is the worst one of all running. It's the best for me, but I hate it.
But it had to be done. The Rally of Great Britain is 3.5 days of practically non-stop driving through very muddy tracks in waterlogged Wales. Any slip in concentration could mean a very serious accident, so driver fitness is paramount.
This is the toughest bit of my preparation.
The day of the rally came, and with it a huge disappointment. As I haven't competed for 5 years, the organisers put me in 119th position to start the rally. A massive handicap as I'd be driving through the ruts made by 118 cars in front of me. But that just made me more determined to prove myself again, and with the help of my co-driver Sue Mi, we made fantastic progress. On the first night stage, we'd made up a massive 64 places. This car is just utterly incredible. I've never had an experience like this in my life. And I'm not surprised, as this is rally champion Colin Mcrae's ex-Ford Focus. After 84 hours, 11,000 gear changes, 7 spins, 2 minor shunts, we crossed the finishing line in 34th place overall. Not only were we the first women home, we were also the first place British crew and first place journalists. But the achievement I was most proud of is that we were the 10th amateurs to cross the line, with only 24 professional crews ahead of us in probably the toughest competition on the world rally circuit.
But this girl has done, look at this. This is just unbelievable. She's got a season's worth of silverware here for one day.
On 4car.co.uk, you can read a full report of Penny's rip-roaring return to rallying. And if you want to get into motorsport on the cheap and you like the look of this week's Driven 100, then we've got a guide to the best track day cars on a tight budget. You don't need a 911 or even a Caterham 7 to have fun. It's all on 4Car.
It takes a special breed of person to buy one of our stripped-down sports cars.
For a start, they've got to be slightly eccentric, like life in the fast lane, and be happy to squeeze into tight claustrophobic spaces.
So that's why we've set our desirability test here at Harlequins Rugby Club, where tight claustrophobic spaces are a speciality. All right, guys, scrum down.
Oh my God, not a cat and mouse chance.
That fits you like a glove, mate.
This is Garrick, everyone. Garrick is the biggest Harlequin player by far. Come on, son, squeeze in. Legs down. Drop your bum.
This is what it's like at birth, I think.
It is basic, isn't it?
But yeah, I suppose you're in it, you're just going to drive it.
Yeah.
You're not buying for the boot space either, Sam.
No, you're definitely not.
See, we all play golf, so without adequate space for our golf bags, as Darren just said, it's like golf bags with a girlfriend and the golf bags with every time.
As a second car, I think it'd be good, like if you had a luxury car, and then for going out, just for playing it. Got plenty of power, which is what I like.
Out of the 3 cars, I would take this one as a second car, purely because it would be more fun.
You wouldn't want to live with every day?
No.
I'd probably go for the Lotus, because it's got sort of the most male appeal, I'd say. I think you're going to find girls going to be buying a Vauxhall.
Right, so we've had the short, the tall, the wide and the gigantic in each of our 3 cars. But now it's time for the Harlequins Rugby Club to vote which car they find most desirable. Are you ready, guys? It's time to vote with your feet. Run around now.
Come on, come on, come on, come on. Vauxhall, Vauxhall, come on.
Big Q by my Caterham. Come on. Right, how many you got, Pen?
I've got 3.
Right, and Jace, how many you got?
8.
And I've just got the 1. So there you have it. It's quite obvious that the Lotus is the most desirable for these guys.
So it's time for the Driven 100. You know the score by now. We're going to start with the Vauxhall and drivability.
Brilliant fun to slide around, really controllable as well. The back end comes out, but it's all quite predictable. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. It gets a tail-happy 21, and the Lotus is just as much fun.
You can't split it.
It's
a
gonna
Rizzler
score.
between the 2 of these.
21?
21.
As for the Caterham, it'll bring guaranteed grins to the faces of anyone daft enough to drive it on the track.
But to be fair, they're going to have to take this car to the racetrack on a trailer, because on the public highway, it is just no fun at all, especially if it's raining.
So it scores a flawed 15. Now, for desirability.
If you had to go down the pub and say, you know, I bought a Lotus, well, that's quite impressive, but bought a Vauxhall, yeah, so what? So, I mean, ultimately, a Lotus badge is always going to have a bit more pull. And image is everything. 19 for the Vauxhall, 21 for the Lotus and the Caterham.
It's a unique car, and I think they're for unique people.
Unique or eccentric, whatever, it scores 12. Now, practicality, and none of these cars have much in the way of boot space.
Well, I reckon you could probably just about get an overnight bag in there, but my makeup would never fit in there.
But the VX220 was the best in the hood test. Another 12. And the Elise?
This one is tiny. It's taken up by the battery in the boot.
And we got damp pants and the jet wash test. 10 for the Lotus. Now a special accolade for the Caterham.
This would be the lowest score we've ever given to a category in driven.
I have no problem with a mobile.
No, I think 2 is generous.
And it only gets that because 2 people can just about fit in it. Now, cost of ownership. And with a hefty 66 pence per mile, the Vauxhall scores a middling 14. The Elise is 8 pence per mile cheaper.
However, unlike the Vauxhall, I would say that there isn't a Lotus garage on every street corner.
But it still gets a reasonable 16. And the Caterham?
If you do invest £24,000 or £17,000 in a Caterham 7, when you come to flog it, you get almost all your money back.
A faithful following means very high second-hand values for the 7, 18.
Now it's checkered flag time for our weekend sports cars.
With a back mark in 47, the Caterham's a pain on the road, but a pleasure on the track. It takes 3rd place.
The VX220 has an image problem. Great car, wrong badge. It comes 2nd with an impressive 66.
In pole position with 68, the new Elise is better than the old one, and that's official.
The Caterham comes in last because as an everyday car, it's too compromised. Now, we can't split the Vauxhall or the Lotus. As sports cars, they're both fantastic, but it's you people who'd rather go for that famous Lotus badge, and that's why it's this week's winner. We'll see you next week.
Next week on Driven, a Super Mini shootout to find out if the rugged Suzuki Ignis and Vauxhall's new Corsa can topple the current title holder, the Toyota Yaris.
And not to be outdone by Penny's rally success, Jason competes in the V8 Supercar Challenge from Australia, the Bathurst 1000. Nice day for a spin, mate.